Alright, this is a tutorial for Nidavellir on Board Game Arena. Nidavellir is a game where you are collecting sets of dwarves, and in order to get those dwarves, there's a secret bidding process in each round. Everybody places their bids, and then everybody flips over their bids, and in a specific order will get to choose different dwarves to add to their collection. There are also various objectives and special powers with these hero dwarves or hero cards, and you can also upgrade your bidding power as you go forward. So you have a setup where you have 5 different types of dwarves, different colors. You can see them represented here in the different taverns. Almost all of them are. This first one isn't there. Collecting these different types of dwarves gets you different points, and the more that you collect, the more points you get typically. So the first set collection is these purple type, maybe dark blue, and these just increase for every one that you get. They increase at a not an exponential rate, but at a increasing rate. So the first ones were 3, the next one you add 4 points, the next add 5, the next add 6, 7, and it continues to move on from there. And yeah, you can get down quite a ways. You'll see in this game. The second type is green. These is the same thing, but they give you you take the count of the number of these and you square it. So with 1 you just get 1, with 2 it's 4, 3 it's 9, 4 16, 5 25. So this increases at an exponential rate very quickly, but these are less common to see. Here we see a lot of them, but typically they're less common. The blue ones are just straight points. You'll see points on the various cards of the dwarves. Here's 6, 7, 5. Sometimes they'll be at 10 to 11, and so forth. The brown are also points added up, but at the end of the game, whoever has the most brown cards also takes their highest chip value and adds it to their score. So if you have the most browns and the 24 or the 25 chip, then you get an extra 24 or 25 points. And then finally, the orange ones, usually you'll see either 0, 1, or 2 on the card, and it'll take the number of cards that you have, and multiply it times the number that's added up. So if I had 10 cards and 6 points added through those 10 cards, then that would be 60 points. And you'll see how that works as it goes. And you can hover over each one of these, and it tells you, the warriors, the miners, explorers, hunters, and then builders maybe, what the various other scoring conditions, how they work. So that's the basic idea. Is you collect these cards and you get points for them. So how do you bid? Well, you start out with a group of 5 coins, and you need to bid 3 times. Each turn you'll bid secretly for each of these taverns, 1, 2, and 3, and they go in this order. Everybody bids secretly, and then you flip over, and whoever has the highest number, they get to pick first out of these 3. Then the next highest gets to pick second, and then the third highest gets to pick third. And you go through each of these. You'll have 2 that you don't use. If you bid the 0 on one of those, then you take the 2 that you don't use. So if I bid 0 on this one, 2 on this one, and 3 on this one, then the 4 and the 5 are 2 that I did not use. That 0 I would place here. It would put me last unless other people are 0, and we would do tiebreakers at that point. If I did 0 here, then I would get the last card, or go whatever turn. But then you would take the 2 that you don't use, in this case the 4 and the 5, you add them together, and you replace the higher number with that score with that coin or bidding token in the bank here. So if I added 4 and 5 together, I would replace the 5 with a 9. If there's no 9 available, see there's only so many cards, it would go up to the next one. It would say the 10. If it's way up here and there's nothing at the top, it would just go to the next lowest one. So every time you use that 0, you get to upgrade one of your coins, one of your tokens for bidding, which gives you more bidding power in future rounds. All right, let's go through a round of bidding to see how that works. So here I chose my 4 for this one. I wanted to go first on this because I thought, wow, that 2 on a yellow is probably pretty good because most of them are 0s and 1s. I put this 2 here and the 0 here. I didn't really care. All of these seemed pretty good, and so I just put the 0 here so that I could get this 3 and this 5 added together and upgrade that 5 to an 8. And I confirmed, and everybody else did theirs. All right, and so then all of the first ones are revealed. I bid 4, Meet Jason here bid 3, and the other component bid 3. So there's a tie. Now what happens with ties? Well, at the beginning of the game, people are randomly assigned these diamonds. And when there's a tie, whoever has the highest diamond wins the tie. And so in this case, this player had a 4, whereas this one had a 3. However, when a tie happens, after that tie happens, the people who tie switch their diamonds. So now after this round here, Meet Jason will have 4 and this player will have 3. If all 3 of you tie, then the highest and lowest switch. And there's other rules for 4 and 5 players. We won't go into that. So I go first. I decide to pick this one. It goes here in my row there. Now I only have, and the scores will update as you go. That's a nice thing here about BGA, is you see your scores right away. Now why do I have 21 points? Well, you also get points for every value on your coins too. So that's another reason to upgrade coins. So everybody starts with 19 because everybody has 0, 2, 4, 5, and 3. But as you upgrade those, then those become more valuable. And so here I get 2 points because it's 2 times 1. All right, and then they take that one, and then they take that one. And look, those 2 switch there. And we go to the next round. I bid 2. Well, we all bid 2, but because I have the highest diamond, then I get to choose first. So in this case, I chose this one because I thought, wow, those squares increase really quickly. I thought hunters would be good to collect. They click the blue. Again, these are just straight points. See, they get 12 points there. And they get the blue as well. Now this one, they got the 6, but because they already have their highest now value of, because they have the most rounds right now, they get 5 stars in addition because that's their highest coin value. It'll calculate that along the way too. And then finally, everybody bid 0s for this last one. So because me and this player switched our diamonds after we tied the last time, they get to go first this time. And they're because everybody thought, oh, this is a nice one, we'll play the 0, and we will get the get our upgrades through that. Right? That's when you would play the 0, and it's like I don't really care too much about any of these cards in the tavern, or they're all good choices. I don't mind any of them. I'll play my 0 so I can upgrade one of my tokens and have more bidding power in the future. Now, it would have been nice for me to have one of those to increase that, but I was fine with the brown. And then we switched again, and I got the 5 at that point. All right. So we go to the next turn, and here's 3 more taverns, and you bid 3 more. I decided I was going to switch around. I decided to do my 0 up here. Didn't really mind getting any of these. So this is that blacksmith. That's what they are, not builders. These are the ones that increase here. I didn't mind going last because if I got this one, that'd be fine. If I got these blues, those are pretty high points as well. And so this would let me change this 2 and a 4 to a 6. All right, before I get too much farther, there's another big important piece of this. As you complete rows, So you're working in columns here, but as you complete rows, meaning you get one of each, then you get a hero card from that. Anytime you complete a row and place the last one of the row, you get a hero card. These are the hero cards. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they are much better cards, right? Like this one is a brown card that gives you 14 points. This one is a green card that gives you 2 ranks instead of 1, like these other ones usually do. This one gives you 3 ranks, but to do that you have to get rid of 2 cards you already have to use that. Again, 3 ranks, it's a 1, but it's 3 ranks, so that really increases your multiple. And this one is a 3, you don't usually see that. This one is 20 points, but you have to have at least 5 blue at the end of the game for that to count. This one is 7 on your blue, but it gives you an extra 2 for every other blue that you have. So all of these color ones just enhance your colored rows or columns in interesting ways. The gray ones do other special things. Like there's these dwergs that if you collect those, they can really add up, right? 13, but then 40 is the next one, then 81, then 108, then 135. So if you really go all in on the dwergs, and every time you get a hero card, you get those, you can rack up the points big time. This one is just worth 17 points. It doesn't go anywhere, it's just worth 17. This one adds just the largest coin value to your at the end of your game. This one, you see that plus 7. Use this, and you can increase one of your tokens, one of your coins, to one that's 7 higher. We'll talk about this one in a bit. This one you can put in any spot at the end of the game, and it counts for different things depending on where you put it. And then this one is kind of weird. You put it in anywhere you want, and then whenever you put something on that, you move her to another one. It's really good for like completing more. It's a more complicated one. I won't go too much into it. We'll talk about Uline in a bit because I actually get her. Alright, so we're going to keep going through these, doing our bids. Right? See, we both did 0, but I had the 5 and he had the 3, so we're going to switch that again. So I go second in this case. They picked that one, and so I'm going to pick the 10, obviously. So on and so forth. And then we switch. The next one, I bid 8, 10, and 3. See, we're already using our bigger ones. And you can see what other people have left, so you can kind of gauge your bids on what coins people have. So I go second here. Now they pick the orange one. Now I'm going to pick this one, and it's going to give me a complete line. And that means I get my first hero. And I pick Uline. Uline's a special. When I learned how to play the game, I was like, wow, this one seems really fun. It gives you 9 points, but then it lets you wait before placing your bids. And so you don't have to put your bid secretly. You just wait till the bidding starts, and then when you see everyone else's bid, then you get to put down your coins. I thought, wow, that seems overpowered. And so I chose it. And now, anytime there's a bid that's made, I get to decide which ones I want to, which of my coins I want to use. We'll see that in the next round. So for instance, and it even counts for this one, even though I had already placed a bid there, I can see 0 and 2, and I get to choose which one I want, right? So I'm not going to put 2, because then that doesn't give me first pick, but I could put 3 or 6. It doesn't really matter because we get them all back anyway, but I'm going to put this, I'll put one of that 3 in there, and I know that I've won the bid. It's a nice little bonus there. And now I get to pick. I choose that 9 there. So that was a fun power. I don't think it won me the game specifically, but it certainly made things a lot more interesting, and the fact that I was able to get it so early. But there's a lot of really cool heroes. Alright, we're going to skip ahead a bit. Alright, so we're at the end of turn 4 out of 4, and that's going to then trigger the midpoint where these achievements are scored. And for each one, like I said, if you have the most of that card, then you get some bonus for that. I was looking and at just the other people's cards and the heroes they got. This person's obviously going to get orange. This person obviously has green. There's no way to get around that. They probably have blue. Maybe there'll be a tie for blue. And so my only chance is brown, which I have tied. And if ties don't count for this specific midpoint, or the blacksmiths here, I have 2 and they have 3, and there's a 1 there, so I could tie, but that doesn't really help me too. However, if I use this one, that completes my second row, and I get another hero, which then lets me pick a hero. And I believe I decided to pick this one, which then gives me this extra, puts me in the lead for the builders. Yeah, I chose the builders. But then because it was such a good one, I have to get rid of one. I ended up getting rid of this one, I believe. Which stinks, which was 9 points that I got rid of. However, it does give me that lead. Now we start looking at these. So if you have the most brown, then you get this coin, which lets you immediately upgrade one of your coins for up 5 spots. This one, you trade your 0 out for a 3. It does the same thing, but now it's a 3, so it doesn't always last necessarily. But it acts the same as a 0, so when you play that one, you get to upgrade one of your tokens. This one gives you a 6 diamond, which you keep, and you never switch with anyone, which basically means you win all ties. This one gives you just an extra card that has 2 ranks on it in the builders. And the blue lets you draw 3 cards and keep 1, and just add it to your columns in the age 2 deck. We just finished age 1. So as we go through and we see after this age 1 is completed, we see that nobody got the brown. They got the green, so they got that green token. They got the orange, obviously, and so they got that. I got the blue, which gave me this. They did end up getting the blue because they had the most. They had 3 of those. At this point, I realized, oh wow, I am starting to really rack these up. Maybe I should just go all in on builders and see how I can do with that. That ends up winning me the game. All right. So keep going through this. Also, this is a card we didn't see before. This is a +5. If you bid and you take this card, you just get to upgrade one of your tokens. 5 points. And remember, these are points at the end of the game too. So even if it didn't seem worth it, it gives you 5 points towards the end of the game. Alright, I'm going to skip ahead towards the end here, and we'll just take a look at what the final situation looks like. Alright, this is the last turn of the game. As you can see, people have a lot of dwarves in different columns. I've just been going all in on this purple, and it's starting to really help me out. 102 points for that. These guys are getting lots of points from these browns. This, again, they've got 8 orange cards plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 times 7 is 56. These people both have 7. So I don't know if they get theirs from that yet. So I think you have to have the very most. Yeah, ties. Oh, okay. In the case of tie, they both get their highest coin. So in these cases, both of them get it. This one got a lot of points from blue and green. Those are starting to really rack up. But greens, if you can really focus on greens, it goes really fast. But those are harder to come by. And so, yeah. So it's my turn, or it's the last round. They take their brown, which gives them the unique, they give them the advantage. That their score just went down to 39, so that was a really good move to get that most of the brown there. But I realized that I don't care if I get either of these blue, that gets my 3rd hero. And so I ended up, I was second place, but it didn't matter. But I did pick this one here, which let me pick a hero. And guess what hero was left? This guy right here, which gave me 2 extra things and bumped me up to 133 for my blacksmiths, which ended up really pushing me over the edge of the game end of the game here. You can see I went from up to 279, and that won the game. So this is a really, yeah, it's a fun just set collection, and trying to know when to put a high bid and when to upgrade your tokens. I really enjoy that aspect of it. Again, I had that special power that let me kind of open bid and see what other people had, but even then I don't think that really gave me the game. It was really like focusing in and going really high on one or two that really is where you get some good strategy out of it. So that is Nidavellir.